This learning is Le'ili Nishmas Broya Bas Chananya, Meseches Demai, Perek, Mishna Beis. Hareitza lahafresh truma utrumas meiser ka'achas. So our mission is talking about a case where a person has regular produce. It's not Demai, it's just regular tevel. It did not have the trumas and meisers removed from it. And this person now wants to remove the truma and the trumas meiser from it. And as we'll see, how the person will also remove the meiser sheni. So what the person does is as follows. Neitel echad mishleishim v'shalish ushlish. The person takes, as the Bartanur explains how this is the amount, he takes 3 100ths and they make a mark by it. So imagine over here we have a pile of produce. So the person makes a mark here towards the end where on the left of it there are 3 100ths of the entire pile. The reason they take 3 100ths is because Truma is a 50th, which is 2 100ths. And Trumas Meiser, so the Meiser Rishon is a 10th, and Trumas Meiser is a 10th of that, so that's 100th. So they need to set aside 3 100ths. 2 100ths will be the Truma, and one of them, 1 100th, will be the Trumas Meiser. The person says as follows: Echad mimeya mima sheyesh kan, 100ths of what there is over here. So harei ze betzad ze chulin. So it is right next to the chulin, meaning, so we have over here the pile of produce, we have over here the mark with the 3 100ths. So he says the 100th that's right next to the mark, that is going to be the Trumas Meiser. It's next to the chulin. V'hashar, and the other 2 100ths are Truma ala kol, they're Truma on everything else. So we have over here the pile, we have the mark with the 3 100ths on the side, and the person says the last 2 100ths, they're going to be Truma on the whole pile, and the 100th next to the mark, that's going to be part of, as we'll see, Trumas Meiser. The person continues and says, Umeya chulin sheyesh kan. Now the 100 chulin that are here, now if we look at it, it's not really 100, it's 98. But just rounding it off to 100. So the 100 of chulin that there are here, so harei ze betzad ze meiser. So the 100ths on the side of the mark, that's going to be part of the meiser, but that's not enough. We need 10% to be meiser, which is about, over here it's 98 are left because he gave away 2, but let's imagine it's 100, so they has to give aside 10 portions. So he says this one is meiser, but we need another 9. So ushar meiser, samachloi, the rest of the meiser, the other 9, are on the right side of the mark. And then he continues and says, zeh shasisi meiser, also trumas meiser, all of the one that I made meiser first, the 100th right next to the mark, that will be the truma of the meiser. So we have over here the pile, the 2 100ths were truma, the 100ths is part of this 10 that are going to be meiser, and the 100th right on the side of the mark will be the truma on that portion of meiser. And then the person concludes, the next words are erased, vashar chala, the person concludes, meiser sheni b'tzvayne ay b'droime, the meiser sheni is either on the right or the left, umechulol alamais, and then the person is placing the kedusha of the meiser sheni onto money, which they'll take to Yerushalayim and buy produce over there with it and eat it in Yerushalayim, as meiser sheni has to be eaten.